All right, welcome back. This video, I'm gonna show you how I make my weekly watch list, right? So it might be Sunday night, it's the weekend, you're going through charts, you're trying to figure out, okay, what I'm gonna trade for the week. I've learned the strat, I got a basic idea how this work, but what am I gonna trade? Cool. How do these people find these trades all the time when I'm on X, I'm on Twitter, I'm in Discord? It's like, how did he even find that? How did he know? One thing about the strat, you chart everything. If you haven't charted it and you haven't ran through your checklist or what you need to do to make it a good A+ trade, you don't take a trade. Number one, for the first thing, when I get here, I might go to a stock. Okay, the month is in force. It's broke this high, 12 month, right? The 6 month is enforced. The quarter is enforced. Did a 2-2 continuation. The month, 2-1-2 continuation. The week, boom, we at the weekly. All right, now this is the thing. Every week, every Monday, if the market opens on Monday, unless it's a holiday or something, and it opens on Tuesday, you get a new weekly candle, right? Just like on the first of the month or whenever the first day of the month that the market is open, you get a new monthly candle, a new quarter candle, a new 6 month candle, a new 12-month candle. At that point, end of the year, the next day the market opens on January 3rd, whatever, 2nd, boom, you get a new yearly candle, right? So this is how you find swing trades on these higher time frames. But if you're going to day trade, obviously you're just looking to see if they're in force, if they're green across the board, etc., and then you go from there. So now you can see DIA, Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF. We got a green year, quarter, month, and week, right? If we go down to the daily, it'll also be green. So we got time frame continuity. That's one thing off of our checklist. What actionable signal do we have? We have a 2 down hammer, right? Obviously this has an uncoupled, right? Because the new week hasn't started. Okay, so we have an actionable signal on the weekly, right? So what I would come in and do now, my bias personally on this is to the upside. I most likely won't take this trade unless this goes to the upside. So what I'm going to do, I use TradingView, depending on what platform you use, but I have these all marked out. I'll go to weekly up. I'll set my alert. I like to call it calls, just so I got that, like, oh, what's it, broke this level, weekly level. That's how that would go. What will be my PT? This would be my PT. Then I have that marked for PT level, right? So this is the weekly, right? Actionable signal, time frame continuity. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is find a broadening formation. Where could this reject? Boom, that's the weekly. That could reject there. Sometime I go and find the bottom broadening formation just for me and my comfortability, right? And maybe for later. So that's that, right? I don't necessarily have a downside bias for this. I'm looking for this to come up and take out that target. So then once I go there, I move down to the daily. What do we have on the daily? Okay, we don't have much on the daily, and my daily is the same as that. Now, what you can do is say, listen, if it does go to the downside, I'm going to mark it here. Puts on a daily, right? Because I know if this comes down past, opens up below here, the week is going to be red, and then the day and the 60 will be if it breaks this level, and that'll be your downside PT, right? And it'll be like a quick scalp or something like that for a few bucks if I decide to take it. And if everything aligns, not just, time frame continuity and everything, but if everything aligns, and then I would say, well, but it has a daily broadening formation right here. So if it does break, it'll come down here, and most likely it'll get a bounce and maybe reject and go the other way in the coming days. But that is one way you can do it, right? So now you want to know, like, how did this reject here? Well, look, you have a BF right there, and that's where it decided to reject. So you also can mark that just so you know, okay, it's got to get past this broadening formation to even take out this target. But, it could get up here and reject again and never break that daily level or peek through and push back down, right? So now you got those levels marked, and that's all you got to do. Me, I just come over here, add that to this, click it, and that's on my daily watch list. Now it's already on there. My levels are set, right? Obviously the weekly and all of that the monthly and all of that is already in force. So I'm just looking to see where we could possibly get some more juice, right? So you could like put like a monthly BF here, right? Just, and you can mark those over. That's how people end up with all those broadening formations all over the screen. You might go to the, the 3 month and just see, how things line up. But just that quick, we got a trade. All right, we're looking for this weekly level. We're not gonna take no calls on this until the weekly level breaks, and we're not gonna take no puts on this until the daily level breaks, right? For a quick scalp and maybe a bounce here. So, and if we break through this, then we obviously will come down and take out this broadening formation, which is here. I mean, not broadening formation, but PT, and maybe continue. But for the most part, for a day trade, we're looking to get down to here, or we're looking to take out this and get that couple bucks move here. Now, what has more magnitude, which is more has more room to move, obviously it's this one, because that's about what what is that, about a $5 move or more, right? So that's what we're looking for. The average ATR that this moves on a day is $4.47. That's up and down. So it could possibly go up $4 to $5, or it could go $2 down and $3 up. But at least we know, what I mean? You can go down to a lower time frame, such as an hour, and maybe find other PTs. Now, what you can do is, as you can see, we have a 4 hour, right? That is also that level to break. So we could get another candle open here and push up, and we could come and take out that level. When I remember one of those other videos when I say you can find time for PTs on lower time frames, right? So that's a 4 hour. And then you also could find you now if you wanted an early entry, right? Which personally, I don't know if I would take it because I know how this stock moves, right? But your 60 would go green here, right? And maybe you could take some of your position and enter and say, all right, I'm going to take a 1 hour up on the next candle open, right? And this could be a PT, and then this area here could be a PT if you chose to, if you wanted to set an alert there. Personally, I like to wait for daily levels to break. That's just me personally. But you see how quick that was done? Okay, now you found one stock that doesn't look too bad, right? And what you do is you just continue through your list, right? Now I got all of these stocks. It's probably almost over 200 stocks in here. I'm not going to go through them all. Some of these I don't trade anymore. Some of these I do, right? But that's just how I run through a list and say, okay, that's one, add that. You say UAL, right? So we'll go to the daily. See what the daily looking like. See what the time frame continuity. Time frame continuity is to the downside. We got a 2 up. It's not necessarily an actionable signal, so this would be like a C or maybe B plus setup. But you could say, well, since I already have these here, I could say on a daily, I'm gonna move this here. Now, since I already have some of these lines here, my alert will automatically kick back in. I believe I haven't traded this in a while, so it probably won't. Open-ended alert. Okay, so set to expire. Boom, and now it's got an alert on it, right? That's to the downside. This is obviously to the upside. Not really looking much upside since all the time frames are basically red. And then we're gonna go to the weekly and see what type of signal we have. So now these lines are not always gonna be in the same place because obviously the daily sits at a different place. But what you could do, downside, right? And then go here, right? You could go weekly. This would be your downside. You could put puts, right? So your daily level could break. You could enter and wait for your weekly to break, and that's how it will look. And then you would look for something like this. Boom, you enter. You might get that candle. It comes down, and it just continues on down. Boom, breaks your weekly and takes out that target here, right? So that's a quick lesson. So let's just say this is one that we want to add to our list. I'll add it over here. Boom, and it will go into my daily watch list. My daily watch list is loaded. These are what I normally trade on a regular basis. So normally I just run through these, but I have this list of actionable stocks that I like to trade over time. So when they get volume, and that's how that will look. So then let's just say we jump to a firm. What do we have, right? Go to the 12 month, right? Okay. Now here's a good one. Being that, let me clear this. Being that this is on the 12 month, right? This is what we would be looking for. Since we're already halfway through the year, right? This opened up on January 2nd. My thing would be either we go 2 up, so I will mark this level. This is how you find swing trades, right? Or hard pushing trades that like really do pretty good, and you'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna enter as soon as it breaks here, right? So that's your yearly, and then this will be your yearly PT, right? So if you got like some leaps or something like that, right? So if this decides to break over here, you could enter, right? You could set an alert this break over here, you can enter. Actually, I am going to set an alert on this, right? Because we still got plenty of time on it. So I'm pretty sure this could go, then this could become a 2, 1, 2, right? Because this year is still aggregating, it's still moving, it's your actual it's your candle that's actually actionable. So this could go 2 up and boom, continue up, which is actually looking pretty good, right? Then you could come down to your 6 month and you can say, all right, I'm looking for an early entry on a 6 month if it breaks over here, right? And the crazy thing about this is, I don't even know if I have a 6 month. Oh, there we go. Right to the upside. But this has already broke the 6 months low. So this is already in force. If you're going to take some swings, you could enter, and that would be your PT down here, right? Look at that, right? So then you go down to your quarter, and you say, okay, your quarter is already broken. If this decides to do, on the next 3 months, do a 2 up, but that's not really what we're going to do. But all right, let's just say the next candle opens for this on, it's Monday, July 1st. That's the 4th. So your next one wouldn't open until October 1st. Let's just see what we get on October 1st. Might get a 2-2 reversal to the upside. If it breaks the high of this, boom, right? But this is still open, so we won't mark it. All right, so then we at the end of the month right now. So then a new month could be coming in. What could happen here, right? It's already broke this monthly. It's coming down to the downside. Time frame continuity is to the downside. So my probability is that this is going to continue down, right? Actionable signal, hammer, boom, right? So, but what we have on a weekly, we just looking for a weekly trade. All right, but we know the month, the week, and the day, and the 60 could all go green if we cross these levels here. So what will happen is on a weekly, a new week will open. We go weekly up. We go calls. And we will wait for that to break tomorrow. Where would your PT be? It would be here, right? On a weekly. You go down to the daily and see what we got. All right, we got a 2-2 reversal, right? The daily could continue. Take out this yearly, right? So, I mean, the 6 month, right? Which is right here, right? See this orange line? Well, that would be a 6 month. Oh, I didn't actually change it. So, 6 months to the downside. That's why I couldn't see it there when I got down to the daily. All right. So, as you can see, that's your 6 month down. It can end up crossing back over there and maybe rejecting. But if we get a push up and take out this weekly, then I will enter this trade. Where's your daily PT? Well, one would be there, but it's not much juice on that or magnitude. So then you have this right here. All right. So, but me personally, if I was going to take this, I would wait for the week, which means it's got all week to cross here, enter, and then look forward to take that out. And it's a whole reversal, and that's about what? A $3 move, right? That's what the patience you got to have with the Strat, but that allows you to not enter trades when you're not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Boom, it goes up here, the daily would go green, but you wouldn't get the month and all of that green until it crosses these levels right here, right? Which gives you higher probability because now time frame continuity is all the way up to there. And you can possibly take a day trade or a swing trade off of that, and not necessarily have the quarter and the year green, right? Now this would be like a C plus B setup, B minus setup, but it's something that's possible to take. I'm just running through and how I work a watch list. So see how fast I can do that, right? BAC, I trade this all the time. I already know, boom, this is already broken over the year. It's in force, 6 months in force, 3 months in force, monthlies in force. So what do we got on here on this weekly? All right, we got a 2 down on the weekly. Everything is green, but the weekly, we know the weekly will go green right over here at like 42.60. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my weekly, which is already on here. If I can snatch it. Where is it at? There we go. Boom, move that here. Right? And then we can put the downside one there just in case it decides to fall, and we will fall back into time frame continuity. But we could push up into time frame continuity on the 60 daily in a week, and we have full time frame continuity. And boom, your daily, and that would take out that target. We will go to the daily. Here's that daily level right here. You got a 2 down. It's not necessarily an actionable signal, but you can take a early entry on that would have your position, which is stop, like right there at the bottom of this candle, right? And get up out of there, right? And as you can see, the daily would be the same as the Wilson name, so you can delete that. So, but me personally, since it's a weekly level, I'm not entering until a week, but this is just a possibility. I'm not entering until a week breaks this level, and I'm going to come, take this out of there, and I'm going to come, and then, that sounds crazy. I'm going to come through here, wait for this weekly level. This is a first PT off the daily, right? I told you lower time frames give higher time frame entries give lower time frame targets where you can scale out. And I'm looking at some point throughout this week to take out these targets if it pushes up here or maybe into next week, right? Obviously, you come through, you find your broadening formations, right? You got here, right? You know, I have all of these marked, right? And then you have here, right? Well, you can move it there, and you can see that's kind of where it bounces. This is an old BF that it done crossed over, and you can actually take that out of there because it's not really needed. That's what I'm going to do. And look, you got it clean, boom, hit those levels, and we're probably coming back through that range, right? And that's how broadening formations are. It expansion, parts expansion until it decides to break and come on down into some other broadening formations. So boom, add that to my watch list, boom. And just like that, we got those levels marked, right? Me personally, I'm not taking the entry off this daily because I want to see it break this weekly, right? Because we got a whole new week coming in. So I hope that makes sense. I ran through this kind of quickly, but it's just showing you how quick I can do a watch list. I really can run through all 150, 200 of these stocks in a matter of, maybe a half an hour or less, have all my levels marked and be ready for the morning. And I'll sit there and I won't take a trade until my levels break. Once it breaks, once I get the alert, I'm going to come, click on it, find that particular ticker, see what the chart's looking like, see how the stock is moving, see where my time frame continuity is, everything is, and then I'll decide to enter that trade, right? So I got things on my checklist. What's on my checklist with this? I got a 2 down candle, right? Which could possibly reverse into time frame continuity, making time frame continuity the same. We don't have no real broad information on this weekly until here. So I know it has magnitude to take out those targets and properly reject here. So that's my checklist. That's how simple it is, right? Simple and easy. So I just gave you a couple examples of how quick I can make a watch list, how quick I can look at stocks. The more you do this, repetition every day, it'll get so much easier. You start to leave those lines on your chart. You start getting familiar with the stocks that you trade on a regular basis. You'll be able to just move those lines in place, delete a couple, move them around, and boom, you're done. You literally can make a watch list in 15, 20 minutes, with the basket of stocks that you have that you've been trading and you've been learning the personalities of. That's it. So I hope this helped. It's just another part that I'm adding and trying to get people to understand how easy the strat is and why I like the strat, the simplicity of it, the preparation in it, the way is that you're not just going into the market blind, waiting for it to open up and say, okay, this looks good. No, we got levels marked, we got everything marked. We almost can lay in bed until we get an alert, right? We'll sit here, twiddle our thumbs, whatever we're gonna do. So hope that helps. If it doesn't, drop me a message. I may re-record this video, whatever the case may be. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you brought the course, I appreciate you. Sometime I'll drop exclusive content just for the course. So please purchase the course. It's very inexpensive, $35. A lot of gems in there. I got a lot of links and different things like that in there also. Appreciate it. Slick the Trader. I'm out.